What up, everyone? This is Bevin of Fanbolt. I am here with my old buddy Eugene Nock of Nock Air. Eugene, where am I?
Well, we're at Thunder Roads, which is a car museum and repair for exotic that's run by a friend of mine.
Exotic what?
Well, mostly exotic cars.
Ooh.
You'll see Ferraris here and some one-off cars, pan-off. Very cool. There's actually a George Barris car here that he did in the 50s. And the Batmobile that I own, which is, I think everybody knows, it's the 1966 Batmobile.
What? This Batmobile?
Right here, yeah.
This Batmobile. Everyone, I just want you to be aware I'm touching the Adam West Batmobile. Great. Yeah, I am, right? I am.
Adam and Burt used this car at many Comic Cons for their photo ops that they do with people, and those lines, if people remember, at some of the biggest events we've ever done, those lines were always 2 and 3 hours long. To take photos with Adam and Burt.
No, wait a minute. But this is an actual car, right?
Yes, and that's why it's here. Brian Jorgensen, my friend, who is a Ferrari trained mechanic, Bentley for Rolls.
I'm sorry, let's just pick up this mic and kind of drop it for that. Ferrari?
Yeah. So these are all cars that need specialized training. So
what does that mean?
Well, you can't work on a Ferrari unless you literally go to Ferrari in Italy.
Really?
Go to their school.
Really?
Buy their tools.
Really?
No, really.
Really?
The tools are probably worth $50,000.
What?
So the difference between, let's say, if you buy a Ferrari, even a used one, and you take it to Ferrari dealership, normal hourly rate is $80, $90. These guys get $150, $180 because the cars are so intricate. That's what it's all about with a Ferrari.
Cool.
They're just built different. So
interesting.
With that approach to everything, the Batmobile is a one-of-a-kind style car. It's an American hot rod, but it's so specialized, and this one does nothing but Comic Cons full-time.
Full-time Comic Con.
Oh yeah, it does full-time Comic Cons and big car shows. It's been raced around the track. This one here at the Daytona Motor Speedway, the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and the Indianapolis 500 property for the car shows that were at these racetracks.
So it's been raced. How fast can it go?
Actually, not raced. It's been driven around the track as a pace car for the Pantera Club, always Ford, for the Mustang Club, and also the GT40 Club. These are various clubs.
And is it just you that's allowed to drive this car?
No, actually, my son Wilson. He is.
Okay.
Met him.
I think I might have.
In New Jersey when we flew the Batcopter that day.
Let's just drop that. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Batcopter. We flew that.
He drives that.
He drives this car.
Yes.
And how fast does it go?
I would probably say this car does at least 140.
100.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, don't forget.
Sorry.
Now, if you ever been to a racetrack, super speedway, the banking is so high that if you don't go 120, you basically can't stay up high. It hits you low. So the speed becomes irrelevant. You need the grip. So that there's no way. There's some pictures on the internet. You can see this thing going around the track. But anyway, with the idea, don't forget we're pilots for a living. That's what Nock Air.
That's what Nock Air does. Nock Air. What website is this? Knockair.com.
Our website is Nock World Entertainment.
Okay, great.
Which covers everything. But the Batcopter is owned by Nock Air Helicopter, which is just a tour company, Part 91 letter of authorization for air tours. We have multiple helicopters, but our famous one and our favorite one is the original Batcopter that's been flying all these years, and we love that helicopter.
Very much.
Oh, yeah. And so she works, and she is airworthy. In fact, we are supposed to be at the Meadowlands right now, all of us. I think that, we talked about that. This is 2020, and this situation happened, worldwide pandemic, and it affected all my friends in our circle of friends that do air shows, hot rod shows, Comic Con shows, like East Coast, Comic Con, and just there's so many. All of them had to cancel. My friends at Niagara Falls Comic Con, Mohegan Sun. There's so many shows that are our friends. And MegaCon right here in Orlando, that's one of the biggest shows you've ever seen, and they had to cancel. This was so difficult for all of us, but we stick together.
I'm next to a Batmobile.
It's the Facebook and the internet that friends like us can get together, and our pals in the Comic-Con world and the air show world and the hot rod world. I mean, these are all the same kind of groups,
So Eugene, I really want to take a look at this engine and tell me what's going on, because this thing can drive.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we're not taking it out today, are we?
It's in here to get maintenance from the nose to the tail, we called it. So it got brakes done, ignition done. It had detailing on the engine. It has a fire, of course, out the back. That, believe it or not, they did some a little more detail so the flame would throw a little better. So these are all Batman things, and it's 60s technology.
Really?
And that's another thing that's great about this car. It is very, very stuck in the 60s because that's when it was made.
Well, as it should be.
Yeah, and no improvement takes it out of that. The only improvement we did was just to refine some of the mechanical things to make them better.
Awesome.
I would think that we would have put synthetic oils in this old Ford engine, and he did some research, our mechanic, and as much as he likes synthetics and all these high-end V12s that we run around here, it turns out that general garden variety straight motor oil is what's best for the styling.
Oh my God, I'm getting in the Batmobile now, buddy. Am I in? Am I good? I'm in the Batmobile, right? Okay, great. I'm afraid to touch anything, but I also want to touch everything. Oh, look at your telephone. Yes, Commissioner. Catwoman has broken into a jewelry store. Sounds normal. I'll be right there. Back sparking! Ooh, I want to press all the buttons. Beware of high voltage. Excellent. Oh, can you watch movies in here? What's happening? There's movies.
Hold on, he's going to turn us on so I can turn.
What? This thing does everything? How many octaves did I just go up? Okay, 3? 5? Did I hit a high C?
This is now the Batmobile's energized.
It's energized.
Yeah, so everything is getting booted up. Basically, it's 60s technology. And what was interesting is Batman actually had what we call a car phone, but it was basically a cell phone from 60s. A lot of people don't realize it, but Batman and that TV show, they invented quite a bit of things, and one of them was the car phone.
You know, I'm a Bat nerd, and I didn't know that.
They used it in the show. No one ever thought of such a thing, and yet they had certain gadgets that now today is a normal thing. This detectoscope right there is basically a GPS of the 2020 era, but he was able to find the bad guys because he had an item that he stuck on their car, and the next thing you know, he's finding them via the detectoscope.
So now that I'm dressed to fight crime and stuff like that, tell me all these buttons. What's going on?
Okay, so we have various ones. We have the flame and the flamethrower back there. That's the exhaust, the jet. Then we have the LED laser light there in the back. Okay. Then we have the headlights right there. See, they're on up front.
Nice.
Yep. We have a starter button right here that is also an indicator. We have interior lighting, see, on and off.
What's this?
That's a speaker that tells you if the engine is starting correctly, otherwise it overheats. This is the engine fan right here.
Ooh.
And all these lights have different jobs. You know, one of them's a rotating beacon right here, which is necessary.
Nice.
This one here is how it changes gears up here.
Great.
And so we have the bat firing button right here, bat beam. The start button right here, which is really not the start button. No, if you push this, that means you don't know how to run this car. An ejector, it'll throw you straight up there, so we don't touch that.
No, don't touch that. We need to keep it.
The bat ram right here, which I'm gonna it's too far forward. I'm gonna pull it back right now, so I just pulled it back. Okay. The bat ram comes from underneath the car, and when you're behind a bad guy, it's a hydraulic piston that will actually push them out of the way. So that's the bat ram. So I just disarmed it. I'm surprised that it was up there. Detectoscope has various, you have to modulate it. Remember, it's 60s technology, so it has an on and off switch, squelch, volume, and all, and two other scope items, so you can determine how to use it. But it's very much in the infancy of what we call GPS these days.
Awesome. And then what happens here?
Yeah, this is what we call the roll top desk. Roll top. Let's see. It's older. And so we have a radio there. This has been put in later. By the way, can you push that button right there? So that is for the antenna.
I came, I saw, and as Catwoman, I'm stealing this car right now. This is Bevan of Fanbolt. Start your engines!